Claude routines are running my entire business, and I know a lot of people on social media claim that, but in this video I will prove that to you. This is a full walkthrough so you know everything you need to know before actually starting to automate your own business using Claude routines. So let's dive in. So Claude that runs while you build, scale, and sleep. So in this video, I will first explain you what routines actually are. Then I will show you exactly when to use them and when to not use them. And at the end of this video, you will know everything you need to know about Claude routines. And honestly, this is the most powerful thing in my business right now. So they are not just prompts that you schedule. They are autonomous agents. So every routine that you use is actually just an agent that does something for you on a schedule. So what we're covering today, what a routine actually is, why it changes the game, then some questions for you so you actually understand when to use a routine and when not to use a routine. Then some questions I always ask myself on whether to automate something or not. Then I will make sure that you really understand when to use a routine and when to use a static function. And then in number 5 and 6, I will show you exactly how I build my own routines and how they run my entire business. So what a routine actually is. A Claude routine is a saved set of rules or instructions Claude runs by itself. So how this works is you have a natural language description of some task. So for example, every morning I go to my inbox, I check the most important ones, and I then start writing responses for them. But with this description, Claude can run it. And then in the last step, the output lands. So for example, the answers are in your inbox. And a routine is actually 6 moving parts, not just one. So we have a trigger, we have connectors, we have prompts, we have states, we have cost, and we have a failure mode. And putting all of this together makes sure that your routines are of high quality. And one very important question that you should ask yourself is the following. Do we need a local or a remote routine? And I will now show you the exact difference between them. So local is on your machine. It only works when your laptop is open. It can use your local files, so everything that you have in your Finder, for example, can be used if the output needs to go to your laptop as well, and if privacy matters, so the data is not leaving your laptop. But when you need it to run every single time, even when your laptop is closed, you need to use the remote one. If it uses nothing on your machine, it is not necessarily needed to go local. If the output goes to Telegram, Slack, email, making the routine, you will see this option as well. The first question that we get from Claude is, should it be local or remote? So why this changes the game? This is not just an AI on schedule unlock. This is really like training employees. So from manual every day to automatic forever. So before you open Claude every morning, you paste the same prompt every time. You then wait for it to finish, you copy something, you paste something, and then you close your laptop, and next day, you do it all over. But right now, with Claude routines, you can automate every single workflow that you do manually with some real intelligence in there. And how you should do that exactly is something I will cover later on in this video. I just want to make sure that you understand every single step before actually making them. So, should you even automate this? This is really a question that before you now open your Claude routines, you should actually understand if something is worth automating or not. Because believe me, you can automate everything, but it is not always the best decision to just start automating everything. So 3 yes or no questions, and only if all of them are yes, you should automate them. So the first question, does it actually repeat? Is this something that you need to do every single day or not? Once a quarter is not repeating, you should not automate something like that because it still takes a lot of effort to automate something in the correct way. Are the inputs predictable without you? So for example, if you have emails coming in every day, that is predictable. And does the failure mode have a fallback? So what happens when you automate something and it doesn't work? This is the most important thing that people completely miss about routines. So most ideas shouldn't pass. So let's say in your business, you have 10 workflows. And from those 10 workflows, maybe 6 repeat weekly, then 4 are self-starting. And then you end up with 2 safe ideas to actually automate. It will become really messy if you just start automating everything. So 80% of your ideas, you probably shouldn't even automate. So chapter 4, routine or just a script? This is a really important point, and I think a lot of people still don't really understand what I mean with this. So as you can see right here, you should ask yourself, what kind of work is this? Is it either creative or static? So let's say you want to sync your finance data into an app because you want to be able to understand where your finances are going. That is not necessarily something you should create a routine for, because right here, you can just make a very simple Edge function in Supabase, for example, and an Edge function is just something that runs every day and does something in the exact same way every single day. So get some transactions, put them into a database. That's it. But when you have some creative work, something that really needs judgment, then you should have a routine. Because with routines, on a specific timestamp, we make a Claude Code session. And Claude Code is really proactive. If you ask Claude Code a question about, hey, do this for me or do that for me, it can achieve the end goal in a lot of different ways. So it can think like, hey, let me research this online. Or hey, I need to use this MCP connector to achieve this goal. With a static script, that is not needed. It needs to go in a specific way every single time. Very quickly, if you're enjoying this video, make sure to like and subscribe. A lot of more content like this is in the pipeline. I really appreciate it. And let's go on with the video. So some real workflows. For example, reply to inbox emails. That is something you can use a routine for. But for example, email me yesterday's signups list. You should not make a routine for that. You don't need creativity for that. You just want a workflow that goes from A to B to C every single day. But when you, for example, want to score competitor videos and alert the top 3, then you have some reasoning. But you also need to fetch the data. So then you can have a combination between edge functions and routines. So these are some examples from my actual business. And I'm using a lot of different routines. I will show you later on this video exactly how I make them and how they work. But right here, I, for example, have this routine and it is called email drafts twice daily. So what happens is my emails that hit my inbox are fetched and then answered, and not answered in a very static way. It is not a simple large language model call, but it is actually a Claude Code session that understands everything about my business. It can look up data. It can look things up online. It can really, like a proactive employee, handle to achieve the task. But also, for example, my content. I have this edge function, and that is my YouTube sync. So I sync everything from my YouTube, my comments, my views, my new videos, everything that is stored in my Supabase. And then I have a YouTube growth routine, which will actually go through all that data, understand what is happening, and from there, in a really proactive and creative way, help me grow my channel. Also for the socials. For example, I have daily carousels for my Instagram. I have some daily tweets, and all of that is based on my recent YouTube videos from the YouTube sync, but also YouTube community posts. So those are all routines. And the thing is, every routine can also use a skill. So we have connectors, for example, Supabase, Gmail, but we also have skills. So when I want to make sure that specific output is the same every single time in my tone of voice, I have some skills for that will make sure that the quality is always good. And I also have some stuff for operations. So when I'm running ads, I have a meta sync. Again, this is just an edge function. Get data and push it into a database. But then I have a meta optimizer. That is a routine because that really needs some creativity and judgment. But then also I have my finance data, which is an edge function. It gets the data, pushes it in a database. But then I have finance intelligence, which is once again a routine. And for all of this, I'm using different skills. So now the part that most tutorials skip. Before making any routine, you should have a spec sheet first. So don't just start a random Claude Code session and start prompting it without any structure. You need to do the following. You need to specify the goal, the trigger, the inputs, the steps it needs to take, the specific output you want, and the failure mode. So what happens when it fails? For example, ping me on Telegram that it failed. We need to have insights on what is actually happening. And this is really what takes you from a hobby automator, someone who just really enjoys making a lot of different routines and none of them are actually used, to someone who can actually sell these to businesses and run actually in production and are actually being used. So in a minute, I will show you exactly how I go from this spec list, and I will show you exactly how I create that to a running routine, and I will show you in detail how to actually make those routines. So right here, we have all my routines. And what we can now do is the following. We can click on new routine and it will ask local or remote. So before actually doing any of this, we should make our spec list. And that is done in the following way. You need to open a file that you can write in and you call it something like spec list. What we then do is we write down the following. So goal, trigger, inputs, steps, output, failure mode. And those should all be filled in. Just before you start doing anything inside of Claude, just write it down. You have something that passed all our questions? If so, write this down. So in this case, goal is going to be the following. At 7:30 a.m., an email that filters yesterday's Stack AI Builder news through me, what I build, who my audience is, what I don't care about, everything, and it just sends me the 3 to 5 items worth my morning coffee. And this is something, if you do this every day and you need to go through all these different sources, this is something that you can actually use. So next up is trigger. We want it every single morning in Amsterdam time. Then we do input. So what should it actually use to reach the end goal? So we have news sources like Hacker News and Traffic Blog. We have my personal context skills, so everything about me, so it really understands what I care about. So also we really want to make sure it's not giving the same items every single day. Then we list down the steps, and this can really be something that you do yourself every single day. So what I do is I go to these websites, I get all of them, then mentally I see what is interesting to me, then I read them, then in my head I summarize what I've been reading. So this is something you can actually do in those steps. So we normalize them, we dedupe them, we give the badge, we then render an email, we then send it via resend, and we also want to store every time it runs so we actually understand when it's running and when it's not running. Then output and failure mode. In my inbox, I have today's signal. It gives us 5 picks from the list, and then we have a failure mode. So what happens when anything goes wrong? So what happens when, for example, one source cannot be scraped? We can just go on with others. When we have something like Claude API errors, we retry. And this is all pretty technical, but you can obviously use Claude to brainstorm with you. Like, hey, I'm making a routine. Let me now first think about what we actually need. Then when we have this, we can take this entire document and we can copy it and we can go to Claude. So when we go to routines, we can click new routine right here. And we need to choose local or remote. Well, this is something that I just want to be remote. It doesn't really need to use anything local on my machine, so it doesn't really matter. And we have 2 options, like I said. We can do this manually. So we now give it manually some information like a name and the instructions. But we can also select a trigger right here. So is it on a schedule, is it an API trigger, or even a GitHub event? And then we can add connectors. And this is something I really like to do as it makes it very visual what a routine actually is. So it is just a set of instructions right here. It is a name, so news scrape. It has a trigger, so let's say every morning at 7:30, and we can add multiple triggers as well. What we then do is the following. So we add a connector. So let's say I want to store everything in my Supabase as well. Then we can just do that by adding a connector. So you can add any other MCP server as well. Right now it has access to everything. So it can also send emails with my Gmail. Like maybe that's even a better option. It can use my Google Calendar. It can use my Google Drive. It can use Higgsfield. It can use Supabase. And I can now just click on create. Another thing that we can also do is the following. We can make a new Claude Code session and we say the following. I want to create a new routine. This is what I want to build, like this. And this is everything that we need to do. We can just run it and it will start debugging and it will actually make the routine for us. So what we filled in manually will now be done by Claude Code. So one thing I previously saw is that I have my Gmail MCP configured. So why should we use resend when we can also use our personal email to email ourselves? So we change this to luc@alleman.nl. And we do this everywhere. Like this is not something once you have your spec list, it should not be so baked in that you don't want to change it afterwards. Like when you see this and you're changing your mind, like, hey, Claude Sonnet, I want to use Opus for it. I think it's good now. So we can run this. I will then show you the routine and then I will show you what comes up in my inbox. One thing I always do is right here, it's still on ask permissions. I just want to go on bypass permissions so it can just run everything for me. So it will now create the 4 skills in parallel. And what that means is every single skill that we need to use will be an MD file in our skills folder. And what we can then do is we can then go to the routine, and I will show you that in a minute, but we can go to the routine and with that, fine-tune exactly how this workflow works. Because you should really see this like an employee. And what I want to say with that is when you have a new employee, the first time that they do something for your business, it would probably not be that good yet. Like the output of their work is probably not on the level you want it to be. And that is exactly the same with routines. Really see them like an employee that you need to fine tune. You need to give it feedback to actually achieve the specific level of intelligence tailored to your business. Okay, so it is now creating different skills. So it's the me context skill. It's the preferences MD. So it really stores what I care about. And also the morning signal skill. And this is really the 8-step workflow that I will show you right now. Like if we click it, we can see exactly what the skill is all about. So step 1, fan out. Step 2, normalize. Step 3, dedupe. So we don't want the same news item every day in our inbox. we render the HTML. So we then link in the skill to our email template. And that is exactly what we can see right here. So we have our morning signal. And it's just a simple template that we can fine tune when we actually start to run it. So what I can do right now is the most fun. And it did not create a routine yet. So we now just ask it to create it so we can actually start testing it out. So please create a routine. I want to be able to fine tune along the way and test out how it's doing. We run this. So we click on always allow. And for skills, we need to still allow everything that is happening. And what we can now do is it created it and we can now go to the routines and we have our morning signal right here. And we can click it. And as you can see, we have the instructions. We can also click on edit and we see the exact setup screen that we previously saw as well. So we have our trigger. We show exactly what needs to happen. And we can now actually go here and click on run now. And what happens right here is the following. It opens up a new Claude Code session that we can click. So we click it and as you see, it uses a new session just like a regular Claude Code session. And it is now using everything that we mentioned. So we have the skill MD that is reading, the preference MD, the email template. It is now checking for our API keys. And this is probably something we still need to set up. So we click on allow once. But the whole thing is like the more routines you set up, the more it can use the existing environmental variables. So your API keys from your existing connectors. And now sometimes when I try to make a routine, it is done immediately. Like it just uses everything that is already there. And right here, something is happening that is actually the whole point of this video. As you can see right here, it says, now let me score the candidates and proceed. I need to filter heavily. Let me quickly check the verge via an alternative. So what is happening is very proactively, it understands what is happening and that it needs some alternatives. So it is proactively handling to achieve a specific task. Now, when you have a very static script, for example, an add function, building in functionality like this is a lot of work. Like that is really hard to achieve. But right now, it is doing everything for us. We see exactly what is happening. So it's fetching something. Something went wrong. It has a status code 404. Then it's trying something else right here. And that worked. So it is proactively seeing exactly what needs to happen and how to fix issues along the way. And right now it is running the send morning signal email via resend. And when we show this, it has an error and it will try to understand that error and find a workaround so that next time it works even better. So it learns over time. And because we have so many connectors already, it can just use everything in my business. And right here, you see that it is asking to edit a skill that we have. And that is because it is now seeing like, hey, I'm trying to achieve this by doing this and this, but we should do it different next time. And now we adjust the skill and it is learning over time. And right now, when we go to my email, we exactly have everything that we want right here. So 5 pigs worth your coffee. So we have something right here. We can click on open and it will send us to the actual link showing exactly what is happening. And that is just a GitHub repository. So the next one, who owns the code? Claude Code wrote. And we can now open this one and we see exactly what is happening right here. So this is actually very useful as we can just take this one email, go through it every single morning, and we know everything we need to know. So this is just amazing. And this is just an example of what we can do with the routines that we create. And as you can see in my Claude Code right here, we have so many different routines that every time I have something that can be automated, I just automate it. And at the end of the day, I get more work done by doing less. And I think that's the whole point of this. So one thing that I want to mention right now as well is when we go here and we go to the actual run, I can now ask it to analyze the past run and make sure that next time it goes even better. So by doing that, and that's just a tip, I will not show this in this video as it will just make the video very long. Make sure to fine tune your routine inside of this chat. And before making any decisions on whether to automate something or not, please make sure to follow the framework. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Like one of the most fun things for me is having contact with you guys and really just having those conversations and helping you guys further in automating your business with AI. Just really let me know in the comments and make sure to like and subscribe. And then we'll see each other in my next video.